okay, so now yes, and continue discussing the poetical device. And by the way, you need to start using the terms that will upgrade your grades when you write in your when you write in the test the terminology that is suitable for grade 12, you will get high marks, of course. But if you use the simple, easy English words that maybe in the middle school you use in the high school, it doesn't make sense, you know? Okay, so the poetical device that the poets use to enhance the meaning and to give it clarity and to make it powerful. So these are why do poets use the poetical device or the sound devices, okay? We talked about the metaphor, which is we compare two things, but without using the tools to show the comparison. Like life is a highway. Her eyes were diamonds. He is a shining star. The snow is a white blanket. Look at that. I am comparing the snow to a white blanket without telling you that I am comparing. Here, I am comparing the two, but like implyingly, I'm telling you I am using one of the techniques to show the comparison. Like if I say, I am so busy as a bee, busy as a bee, is as innocent as a lamb. He runs like a cheetah, so like as if. So all of these are the tools that show that this is simile. Personification is really, really an important device. Remember, prepare yourself. You will be writing poetry too. I will ask you in one of the assignments to write a poem where you need to use personification, to use simile, paradox, irony, any of those. So what is personification? And I'm telling you the definition without even you have to go to online to check. It's like I'm giving something that is not human, a characteristic of a human being. Clear? Now, if I say the sky is smiling, do you think the sky can smile? Answer me, please.
No.
Of course not. Who can smile? The persons, the people. That's why we call it personification. Look at that. My alarm clock yells at me to get out of bed every morning. Who can yell? Maybe parents? Maybe who can tell you, hey, wake up, get up. It's time to go to school. Of course, not the alarm. But the writer here give you the feeling that the alarm looks like a person. Time crept in the shadows like a thief. Look at that. This very short line is amazing. Look at that. Time crept in the shadows like a thief. Who can tell me what do you think this is? What is this metaphor? What is this poetical device here? The highlighted one.
Time crept
Like a thief.
Simile.
in the shadows.
Yes, very good, Safa. Absolutely. It's a simile. Why? Because we have the word like. Okay? Or we can see the word as if or like or as or any of those. So these are words to indicate that this is a simile. And at the same time, there is personification. Where is the personification here?
Like a thief.
Like a thief is a simile. But where is the personification? Like, you know, to give a human characteristic or to give one of the...
crept.
Very good. Who can crawl and creep on the floor? People, right? So time
Yes.
moved slowly in the shadows like a thief. So the whole of the line is full of good imagery. A lighting danced across the sky. Since when the light dance and talk and sing and speak and this and that? So here is personification. I give one of the characters of the human being to something that is not human being. The light is not human being. Dancing is one of the traits of people. You got it? Easy? Okay. So paradox is another figure of speech, is when you give something in contradictory way, contradictory way. Like, for example, I tell you, I know she is so nice. I know her. She's so nice, and she never speaks a good word about me. Do you think when I say she is nice, I mean it, or I'm using it sarcastically?
Sarcastically.
Yes. So when I mean something I mean something the opposite, but I use different words. So here is I say, for example, look at that. The pen is mightier. Mightier means stronger than the sword. Do you know the sword? The knife. It's like the knife. If I ask you which is sharper, the pen or the knife? Definitely, all of you will say the knife.
Nice.
But when the writer puts it here, because he puts it in a paradox, meaning he wants to give you something that is opposite the real thing. All right. And why do writers use this? To give you clear meaning, or to give you more powerful meaning, or to create literary effect. So this is how you need to justify when you analyze poetry. You say the poet used X, Y, Z in these lines to clarify the meaning and to make it more powerful. If it is something related to sound, you would say the poet uses this, this to give musical effect and to ask to make the reader think about the topic, whatever topic you will see. Okay. Now we have also irony, similar a little bit, but it's with variation. So irony is a literary device in which contradictory statements or situations reveal a reality that is different from what appears to be true. So when I say, yeah, I know they are very poor, but they have porch. So how can this happen? How can I say they are very poor, but they have a porch, or they have a Lamborghini or so? You know what I mean? So this is an example of using irony. Okay. The verbal irony is to telling a quiet group, like when I come to a class, usually teachers are fond of that. When you come to class and you see everybody so quiet, they are not participating in the class, they are not raising their hands. So the teachers would say, okay, don't speak at all, please. Okay, or stop talking, don't talk all at once. When the class is so quiet, it doesn't make sense. So we understand right away that the teacher is trying to use verbal irony. Okay, and we have more examples here. Coming home to a big mess and saying it's great to be back. Imagine you spend the whole day outside your home and you are very tired after a whole day in college, attending classes and everything. And when you come back home or to the room you are renting and you see the water is spilled and there is no electricity and everything looks like terrible mess. So what would you say, like in verbal irony? You might say, oh, it's like you sigh, and then you say, it's great to be back. Of course, it is not great because you come to problems, but this is how we people use, or literary people use it as literary devices. And more examples, as you can see here. All right. Is there anything difficult in those examples? Anyone? Okay, share sound. Okay. Let's enjoy the analysis and let's learn what do we need to do in order to analyze a poem.
William Blake is one of the best-known poems in the English language and was written as the counterpart to Blake's earlier poem, The Lamb. The Tiger consists of a series of questions wondering how the same Christian God could create both the tender, innocent lamb and the fearsome, powerful tiger. The poem opens with a direct address to the tiger. The famous lines, "Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry?" The regularity of the trochaic meter, a stressed syllable followed by an unstressed syllable, and an AA-BB rhyme scheme themselves enact the symmetry that Blake's speaker identifies in the tiger. The second through fourth stanzas imply the origin of the tiger is as much mythical or technological as it is divine. The images of the hammer, chain, furnace, and anvil suggest that the tiger was forged by a blacksmith. By placing the tiger's creation in a smithy, Blake implies that it is a technological achievement. The repetition of the word dread to describe the blacksmith's extremities and the grasp of his tools make this achievement a fearsome one. The images also reinforce the earlier references to both hell and mythology, as they recall the fires of the Christian underworld and the domain of Vulcan, the Roman god of the forge. The imagery also exemplifies Blake's interest in contrasting the natural world with the industrialization of London in the late 1700s. The means of creating the tiger is mechanical rather than natural. Here, technological progress brings to life a fierce, deadly predator. The fifth stanza shifts abruptly away from both the tiger and its creator to what many critics interpret as an allusion to John Milton's Paradise Lost. When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, recalls the fall of the rebellious angels who dropped their weapons in surrender before God's might in Milton's epic. The stanza closes with perhaps the most significant question the speaker poses to the tiger. Did he who made the lamb make thee? Blake thus leaves a degree of ambiguity in the matter of the tiger's creation, obligating his readers to decide whether two such contrasting creatures can stem from the same source. The poem ends as it began, with the final stanza nearly repeating the first. The final stanza, though, transforms the question at the beginning of the poem into, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? The change upends the symmetry between the opening and closing stanzas of the poem, suggesting the complexity of a creator who dares to create such contrasting realities.
Okay, so this is how the interpretation of the poem. You can definitely see that the poets use their own way of stirring the thinking abilities in their readers. So there is a question here: could the creator of the lamp to be the same person or the same God that creates tiger? Other people can interpret, could it be possible that God will allow evil and good at the same time on earth? Other people might think that it shows how the Almighty is great in creating whether the fearful people or the weak people. and there is a target out of it. There is a reason for it. So all interpretations are okay, acceptable, as long as you can support your argument with sound judgment and good reasons. You can always refer to the material itself, the devices, the wording. We call it diction. So in that concern, it's the poet's diction, and also you can express your own ideas. So this is how you need to read poetry. You need to read it aloud, with your ears, with your heart, and with your head, with your brains. Yes, you can think it over, but also listen to the music that the poets use. Okay, so any questions so far? Now, this is, I just give you a hint how to analyze a poem in general. When you analyze it, you talk about the poetical devices, you talk about the tone of the poet, you talk about the image that the poet focuses on. You also talk about the message that the poet wants to give. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Now I have Rana. Welcome, Rana. Are you with us in this class? Can you hear us? Can you hear me? Could you please speak up, Rana? Can you tell us which grade, which school you have been to? Everybody introduces themselves. You came a little bit late. Can you unmute yourself and speak up, please? By the way, we have grades for the class participation, communication, and presentation. You will be required to do oral presentation. So just get prepared yourself and get used to everyone. We don't want you to feel like, scared or intimidated. We are here to learn. We respect each other. Everybody is welcome to express their own feelings and their own thoughts. Okay, so
Hi.
now yes, Rana, okay, can you tell us briefly?
My name is Rana, and really I finished my school and back home, but
Which grade?
I finished even college there.
Oh, really? So you're taking English course as a prerequisite
Yeah,
for
I'm just thinking to apply in the college here again
Mhm.
to do accounting. That's why they need from me grade 12.
Mhm.
Yes, that's
And
for the reason.
you are planning to study what?
I'm planning to study, if I finish this one, I'm planning to study accounting.
Accounting, very good. So we're going to have an accountant, a nurse, and Yusuf, what do you want to be?
Like computer science. That's when I do in
Yeah,
university.
you told me computers, and then the future engineer.
Software engineer, yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, guys, so you will have your break now, and you will come at 7:10 because you will have a quiz, grammar test. It's like to train you on how to write sentences. So come back at 7:10, please.
I came late.
Sorry,
I didn't know I have.
sorry.
I didn't know I have a class. That's why I came late. I don't know what happened. It's okay. I can say it after that for you.
You say what? The class is from 5 to 7.
Yeah, I forgot really. I was busy with my kids.
No problem. So next time we meet every Monday and every Thursday from 5 to 7. We take approximately about maybe 20 to half an hour, depending on the workload. So you will have now, it's 5 minutes to 6. Come back at 6:15. That would be fine. 6:15 to do a test, and then you will leave, no problem. But the test will take me some time because it will require you to think it over. That the test will be worth 10 marks. Okay.
I'll see if I can do it. I don't know because I came late. That's why.
You don't have to study because it's a grammar. You don't have to prepare. You don't have to study. This is grammar. We don't teach grammar, but we teach structure of sentences. So, I mean, not even teach it, but we can give comments on it. So it's a test, quiz. We don't call it a test. It's a quiz just to reorder sentences. Don't worry. It's not so difficult.
Okay, I'll try.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you.
Okay.